Hey everybody, this is the Marine. I'm back up here in the BWCA wilderness area. It's the Boundary Waters canoe area, and it's just a beautiful day. I'm excited to get on the lake and paddle around. I'm going to head to probably 2 to 3 lakes, find a campsite that's out of the wind, and spend the night. I'm up here for 3 days and 2 nights. Now this is Alton Lake, and I'm going to be heading north to where the camp is, and I'm going to set up camp and get things going. It's a little windy out, but it's heading from the south, and I'm heading north, so that wind will be right behind me. It's really windy on this Alton Lake. I don't think I'm going to stay on this lake. I think I'm going to head to, I think it's called Kelso Lake, and it's a little narrower lake, so to get out of this wind. The whitecaps are just brutal out here, and the wind is just blowing right into the campsite, so I'm going to head one more lake to Alton Lake. Well, I was a little leery coming across this lake. Those waves were huge. That front end was going underwater. I was tossed around, but this kayak really rides the waves pretty nicely. So it's windy now. I'm hoping to go to this portage here and find a nice little lake, and I think it's called Kelso Lake. And I'm going to head to Kelso Lake and then find a nice campsite. Hopefully I'll be out of the wind. Slight breeze. Let's check out camp. Here's the fire pit. What a view. Gorgeous view. I'll probably hang from that tree there to this tree here. Other hangs down here. Let's see what's down here. If it wasn't windy, I'd definitely hang down here. Look at the view I'd have. Man, this is a beautiful campsite. Maybe I'm glad it didn't work at Alton Lake. This is just gorgeous. Well, I'm going to get my stuff, start setting up. I'll have to get some firewood, got chores to do. Check that view out. That's where I'll be sitting tonight. First thing I'm going to do is eat my lunch. On the way up here, I stopped at Subway. We've been doing this for years, to get a Subway. I'll eat half of it for breakfast and the other half I'll eat for lunch. So I'm going to enjoy my submarine sandwich from Subway. I got a brisket sandwich. It's a new sandwich that came out and it's delicious. I love smoked brisket. I got a lot of chores to do, so after I get done eating, I'm going to set up my camp, set up the hammock, get that situated. I'll have to put the tarp up tonight because it might rain tonight. And then I have to find some firewood and then get a fire going. Not till after I eat. Now the first thing you want to do is check for widowmakers or dead trees. So I looked around, there's no dead trees around. There's no branches, widowmakers hanging. So I'm fine here. So this is where I'm going to hang. Kind of tucked out of the wind a little bit, because if it gets windy tonight, I don't want that wind blowing in. And I still have a somewhat nice view. Now the first thing you want to do is put up your straps. If it's not raining, I like to put up my hammock first, then the tarp. But if it's raining, of course, I put the tarp up. And there's a little slight incline here going up this way. So I'm going to take this strap and hook it up a little bit high as I can, because that one I'll have a little bit lower to level it out. Now this strap I won't hang as high. This one I'll go about 6 feet. Perfect. I got my dream hammock Darien, and then the underquilt is a 20-degree underquilt from Hammock Gear, and it's the Phoenix. So it's a 3/4 length partial underquilt. Always will use an underquilt protector, because I got a lot of money invested in my underquilts. Are expensive, and this way it will protect them if it rains or any splash-ons, and keep them nice and dry, and it blocks the wind from coming in. This is from QUILT, so underquilt protector. Don't leave home without them. There's a little bungee on the end with a loop. There's toggles on here to adjust. So you want this right up against, probably even with your underquilt. Now my top quilt is from Hammock Gear also. It's a 20-degree burl. And I think I have 2 extra ounces of down in this. You want to fluff it up a little bit so it can loft. And as soon as I get the hammock set up, I always like to put my camp clothes in there. I got a light long underwear with some wool socks, and I got a down pillow and down sleeves I like to put around my neck. So I'll always put that in there and always have it ready to go. Zipper up, because there's a lot of bugs around here. So far no mosquitoes. I got that breeze coming in here, but I've seen some dragonflies and some other bugs flying around, so it's crazy. It's beginning October 9th today, and this beautiful day is producing a lot of bugs. So I wasn't going to bring my hammock with the mosquito net, but I had a feeling I might get some mosquitoes tonight, so I'm protected. The tarp that I'm using is a Cuban fiber tarp. It's from Hammock Gear. It's the Winter Palace. This is 11-foot tarp. I wish I got the 12-foot. If I was to do it over, I would have got the 12-foot tarp. This is 11-foot, and the width of it is 10 feet 4 inches. It's a big tarp, lightweight. I will always have my tarp in a snakeskin. This is a one-piece snakeskin made out of Cuban fiber, Dyneema. And you just take it, slide it right off. Now the best way to start a fire is with birch bark, but you never want to take birch bark from a live birch tree. You always want to find a dead one and take the birch off the dead tree. A lot of dead birches around here. Now the stove I brought up here is a solo stove. It's a knockoff of the Bush Buddy. A few years ago I tried to get a Bush Buddy and you just couldn't get them. Now they're readily available if you're interested. They're half the weight, and this is a wood burning stove. You just feed it with sticks from around the campsite. So you don't have to bring fuel. If you know it's not going to rain, you got all the fuel around you with little sticks, and that's how you could save some weight. But it's going to rain up here, so I brought a little alcohol stove. So you may want to put a real lightweight alcohol stove, and tomorrow I'll show you how to use that with the Bush Buddy or the solo stove. Now, one of my favorite things about camping is having a fire at the nighttime. It's just relaxing. You think about the things that you did during the day, the things that you're gonna do tomorrow, and then you prepare yourself to relax, to get in that hammock behind me, and then so I can just get a great night's sleep. I'm looking forward to getting in that hammock. And it's just a beautiful night. I haven't heard the loons. The wind's picking up a little bit. Clouds are coming in. So I hope it doesn't rain tonight, but we shall see. But it was just a great, beautiful day today. I'm looking forward to tomorrow, and let's see what adventures will bring us. I don't know if you can hear, there's a pack of wolves on the other side of Lake Howling. They've been going at it for about a half hour now. It's about 5:30 in the morning. I think I'm going to just get up. It's going to be light in maybe half hour to an hour. So I'm going to get up and get going. That's one thing I was hoping to hear up here is wolves, and also love to hear the loons during the nighttime. A lot of people think that the wolves are a problem, but there's no problem with these wolves up here. It's just great to be up here in the wilderness to experience that. I was hoping to hear them, and I got to hear them howling, so boy, this made this trip really more special. So I got a short trip today, real short portage, and I'm going to head back over to Sawbill because tomorrow morning, maybe today it's going to rain, but tomorrow for sure it's going to rain. And I want to be close to the entry point so I can get out if it's real windy to cross that lake with my kayak. Yesterday I was getting tossed and turned all over on that lake. There's some huge waves, but that little kayak can handle it. But I slept really great in this dream hammock, Darien. Man, I got a great night's sleep. Went to bed probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock, sat by the fire, and oh, it was just a nice time last night. No stars. What was really interesting was there was a full moon, but the clouds came in, and all night it was all lit up in here, even with the cloud cover. And when I got up to go to the bathroom, didn't even need a flashlight. So if the clouds weren't out, I could have easily just paddled and kept continuing during the nighttime and traveled. Wouldn't have to worry about finding portages because that's how bright it was. I was hoping to see the stars, but I ain't gonna see them this trip because from now on it's gonna be cloudy. So I'm gonna get up and get going. Got down to 50 degrees, which was 10 Celsius, and I'm gonna head back, eat breakfast. The water's like glass, there's no wind, so I wanna get on the lake before the wind gets up. I'm gonna probably go down Sawbill a little farther if it's not too windy. If it stays like this, I'll be able to cruise on Sawbill, which is a big lake. I'm gonna go eat breakfast and head on out. What a beautiful morning. It is so nice to be up here. Heard the wolves again while I was doing this time lapse. Now for breakfast, I'm gonna have these meat sticks. They're smokehouse sausage sticks. I really like to have these in the morning for breakfast, and they're great for snacking on. And I'm also gonna have, this is from Packet Gourmet, it's the West Memphis grits. And now I told you guys, I have this wood burning stove. If you don't have any sticks that are dry, it rained last night and the ground is wet and the sticks are wet, what you do is you bring a little alcohol stove, and this is from Mini Boat Design. It's a mini atomic, and what you do is you take that top part and you use that for a pot holder. So put down my tin foil. And there's a thumb screw on there that you take off. Put your fuel in it. Put the thumb screw back on. And it has a priming wick on there, so you want to prime that and soak it, that priming wick. Oops, a little too much. Then fire up that bad boy. And you wait for it to bloom, let those jets take off. Then put on the water to boil. Got to boil. Got a double batch of hot chocolate. Got to get these grits off of here. Those grits stick to everything. Your bones and even the spoons. I don't want grits in my hot chocolate. I like my chocolate smooth, not crunchy. Now for my cup, I have a cozy that I made. And this will keep the hot chocolate or whatever fluids nice and warm, even in the winter time. So this will last for about a half hour and keep it nice and hot. Ooh, it's hot. And this cup I got from Batch Stove. It's a 12-ounce, kind of a cup and a pot. You can use this for a little pot too, and you can cook it on the stove. But this is really nice. Made out of aluminum. So I'm gonna eat my breakfast. I always like to cut that top off so I can dig in there with my spoon a little bit easier instead of getting the junk all over your hands. This way it's readily available. Very good. Very good. Grits and sausage for breakfast, and with this view behind me, you can't get better than this. Tasty. almost full of slugs. It just might clear up. Clouds are starting to thin out. I'm starting to see some blue skies. Wind is still light. I'm on Kelso Lake and I'm heading to Kelso River. And then from there there's a little portage and I'm back on Sawbill, and that's where I'll spend the night. Gorgeous day today. Really lucked out. It was supposed to rain today and then it went down to 20%. I'm hoping it doesn't rain till nighttime. They say 100% rain tomorrow, but I'm fine with that. If I can get another night, get a fire tonight without rain, this would be a great trip. I don't mind punching out in the rain. We're now turning onto Kelso River. Around the corner, we'll follow this river. Wind's starting to pick up. Coming down this little river, heading south, and the wind's coming from the south to north. So when I get on the big lake, I think I might hit some wind. Might hit some waves, and I don't want to go against those waves like yesterday. It'll be a lot of hard paddling. This is Sawbill Lake, and now I'll find a campsite on this lake. There's many campsites. This is a big lake, so I'm off to find us a campsite. I'll see you at the campsite. Well, I made it to camp. The wind wasn't too bad. It was pretty light, so traveling was really easy. I'm glad there was no wind on that big lake. I could get blown around, especially going against the wind. It would have been tough. But I cruised here real easily. I've been at this campsite before. We camped here, Runner and I, which I wish he was with me, but he couldn't come. We stayed at this campsite in the wintertime. I think we've been at this campsite twice in the wintertime. So this is a little open area here. And there's tent pads in here, but I think I'm gonna go this way. I wanna stay closer to the lake, but I wanna be off of the lake though, because if the wind comes in and if it rains, but I wanna be able to have a view of the lake. So I'm gonna head this way. It looks pretty nice back here. Still see the lake. I think I'm gonna hang from that tree to this tree here. This is gonna be a short hang, but I still got a view of the lake, but the trees will block the wind, and it's supposed to rain tonight, and I don't see any widowmakers or dead trees. So I'm okay. You can see that tree over there got hit by lightning. That big pine. Man, it's a beautiful pine tree, but it's gonna go any minute. So I have to be careful when I'm eating my lunch and dinner here. There's tent pads you can see over here. And if anyone's coming up here with their tents, you definitely don't want to put any tents right by this fire pit in this common area right here, because that tree is ready to go. She's ready to go. I can hear her just cracking. I think she's gonna fall this way, so we'll see. I'm gonna set up my hammock now and get the tarp set up because it might rain in a little bit. So I'm gonna get all set here and have at it. Now the cinch buckle that I'm using is from Superior Hammock. I believe these are the best cinch buckles on the market. They slide up and down real easy. Even when there's weight in the hammock, they slide real easily. They're on the bulky side, but it's worth the extra weight, not much more weight. And you can see if I would have had a whoopee sling, there's no way I could hang between these two trees, because from the tree to the end of the cinch buckle to my continuous loop is less than a foot, and on the other side too. So this way I would be able to hang in pretty much any tree around here. If I would have had a whoopee sling, I would have had to have my trees a little bit farther. I got my hammock set up. Now I'm going to eat my lunch, and then I'm going to look for some wood. Some people have left wood here that is split, so that's kind of nice. All I have to do is find some small wood and then maybe do a little baton and get a fire going. I'm hoping it doesn't rain. It looks like the clouds are getting thicker and it's getting windier, and I felt a few drops, but so far no rain. I'm crossing both my fingers on this. Don't rain till I get to the truck tomorrow. These socks that I'm wearing are called seal socks. They're supposed to be waterproof and there's wool on the inside, but they are leaking, so I had to dry them out. But even though they're wet, the wool inside still keeps my feet warm because the water is cold, so it's nice to have warm feet in that cold water. My feet are just damp, they don't get soaking wet. And they're very comfortable, so I'm glad I brought them. And the boat that I'm using, the kayak that I was using up here is from Wilderness System. It's a 10-footer. It's called the Pongo 100. Pongo 100. It's really buoyant. It rides a ways well. You know, people will ask, do I like a kayak better than a canoe? And I do like a kayak better because you're a low profile because you're sitting on the water. It's not as tippy, better to fish out of. And if you have two people, one doesn't want to go fishing, the other does, you don't have to worry about that. Now I have taken that kayak in white water, class 1 rapids, and it worked well. It has a keel on the bottom, so it tracks pretty well. It is slower than, say, a 12-footer or even longer like the sea kayaks, but it is so stable and it fishes real nice. Heading up to camp, start cutting some wood, and do some batoning. What I'm doing is batoning those little logs, splitting them up because they're wet on the outside and the inside is dry. So I'm going to split them open. Instead of using an axe, you can use a big knife like the K-bar I have. Instead of using an axe, just use a knife and baton it. I like the baton, but you can't get the logs too big. They have to be about wrist size. Started sprinkling for a little bit, had to take some cover. Just went for a few minutes and then it just stopped. So it looks like it's getting darker and it may rain. So I'm gonna get the fire going now instead of waiting. It's probably about 4 o'clock right now. I was gonna wait till about 5:30 before I start it, but I wanna get a fire because this is my last night here and I wanna have a fire for tonight. Well, I'm winding down, sitting by the fire. It's about an hour before it gets dark or less. I'm eating chicken shepherd pie, and this is from Camp Chow. It's on the other end of the Boundary Waters, east of here. It's on the Gunflint Trail. They make great food, very tasty. A lot of times you have to add less water. Usually it's too much water that they will tell you to put in there, but man, this is really good though. This is really tasty. Chicken shepherd's pie from Camp Chow. Gotta give it a try. It's a beautiful day. It sprinkled here and there, but as far as rain, there was no rain. It was supposed to rain today, so I'm very grateful it didn't rain. So tomorrow though, it says it's supposed to be 100% rain. I'm hoping that it doesn't rain until I get back to the truck. I'm not far out. I'm on Sawbill Lake, and this is the last campsite in the Boundary Waters, and right over here is a campground about a mile away. I think it's called Sawbill Campsite, Sawbill Campground, and then I'm gonna get up in the morning and paddle over there and head on home. Now after when I get done with dinner, I'm gonna put on my sleeping clothes, and then I'm gonna put things away, get everything ready, tucked underneath the tarp. Now at the end of the day, when you're ready to go turn in and go to bed, you want to flip your canoe or your kayak over. Tonight is supposed to rain. It's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. And you want it upside down so none of the rain will get inside. And then I'll put my life jacket underneath there, keep it dry. You can see the bottom of the boat with the keel in the back, and it runs up to the front. That helps it ride real nice in the waves and in the water, and it helps us track straight. And then I'm going to sit by the fire until the wood runs out. So I'm hoping to stay up till about 8, 9 o'clock. Well, good morning, everyone. It's the third day. I slept great in my dream hammock Darien again, and it rained all last night, and it was very windy. The wind was blowing, and you could see all the leaves stuck on my tarp from all that wind. It's foggy outside right now on the lake. It's windy and foggy, so that's going to make it interesting getting back. Had breakfast. I'm taking everything down, packing everything up, getting ready to go. Had a great time up here. It was a lot of fun. I can't wait to get back up here. Next time I'll have Runner with. Got down to 55 degrees, which is 13 Celsius. I was supposed to get down into the 30s, but it only got into the 50s. So could have brought my 40-degree top quilt and under quilt. Didn't have to bring that 20-degree. Matter of fact, that was really warm. I had to keep it open because I was just too warm in that under quilt, top quilt. And well, I'm going to finish packing up, get going. Well, you guys, this is going to be my last trip of the year, but I do have a hammocks forum outing called the Shack Hang. It's a hammock hang down in central Wisconsin. I hope to see you guys there. It's one of the better hammock hangs. Good people, good food, great host. His name's Tumbleweed, and hopefully he'll be passing out that tumble juice this year. Usually he kind of keeps it to himself, but I've been sneaking a couple sips from him. I don't know if he's knowing that. But this is the Marine with Backpacking with a Hammock. Thank you for watching, and God bless.